Well, for me, it's the morning after the Adepticon previews, and Warhammer The Old World have got some huge stuff. Yep, I'd inevitably be making a video if it was just about the Wood Elves and the Beastmen coming, even though we kind of already knew that they were on the way. But the big news is the fact that Cathay have been officially announced, and basically almost pretty much like fully revealed. We've seen screenshots, we've seen videos, they've spoken about specific units, and much more. And honestly, they look beautiful. At the minute, I'm still trying to bodge together my high elves so I can actually get to a game and, you know, start learning about the game and playing the game and events and stuff like that. But I'm kind of regretting it. Maybe I should have waited for these, because these look insane. They are so good. The battalion box is going to have 50 miniatures in it. It's going to have 30 Jade Warriors, which are basically your main infantry troops. There will be 10 Jade Lancers, which are your heavy cavalry. And there's going to be 2 artillery pieces in it, which can either be the cannon or the fire raid rocket battery. So pretty much everything that you see here, which, if I'm honest, looks pretty damn cool. They are all plastic. In fact, everything announced for the Grand Cathay army is plastic, which is very exciting as well. These are the Jade Warriors. Now, I've not had time to go back and watch the entirety of the stream, and even if I did, whilst they do talk about rules, my lack of experience in the game at the minute would very much show through. But they did say that these are going to have like a defensive stance, where apparently you'll be able to like reroll ones as well, I think. But they can either have weapons with shields or halberds. Now, I'm going to assume that the weapon and shield will be a little bit more defensive and the halberd will be a bit more aggressive, but how that translates into the rules, unless they mentioned on the stream, I don't know. They did mention that there's going to be so many heads in the box that if you want to do all male or all female, you pretty much can. As far as I know, there's just so many heads of both genders. You can do what you like, which is nice for people who want to do that, I guess. The Jade Lancers are the heavy cavalry. And yeah, let's just comment a little bit on the miniatures. They look insanely beautiful. It kind of looks like the right level of detail mixed with like paintability, if that makes sense. Yes, there's a lot of things that you're gonna have to paint, like the little lines on the, you know, the straps on the cavalry's front here, but it doesn't look that crazy to me. And I'd say the same probably about the warriors. I'd be very curious to see how they look when somebody paints them not green, because I think that would be very interesting as well. The army though is going to have quite a lot of cavalry options. They're going to have the Grand Cannon, which if I'm honest looks effectively like an ogre cannon because they've got that big boy right there and a big giant hole. Apparently they're going to belch flaming cannonballs straight into enemy ranks. Then you have the Fire and Rain rocket battery. I'm not 100% sure what kind of damage that will do, probably like an AoE I would assume. And then miniatures that I'm assuming will come out in the first wave. We're going to have the Lord on the Great Spirit Longma. Again, a very majestic, beautiful looking miniature right here. This human, like Chinese Oriental style, I think is going to capture quite a lot of people. It's very interesting indeed. There's also going to be the Gate Masters of the Celestial Cities. I think these are just characters, I think. I don't think this is a unit. I think this is the Battlestar Bearer and the Lord. Makes sense. This unit is so big that it doesn't really fit on the screen. The Sky Lantern, obviously inspired by the little lanterns that you do that like take off and stuff like that, is obviously a unit that looks very interesting though. I really like the aesthetic again. Inside the Sky Lantern, you have people basically shooting from it and dropping bombs. Pretty cool. Reminds me effectively of the dwarfs, but I don't know, I really like the look of it as well. You also have the Cathayan Sentinel, which is a big boy. Kind of looks more like a statue than an enemy, but you know, obviously it's effectively like a giant. And you see they've painted them like in 2 different ways. Kind of one here with like a more stony structure versus a more bronzy look, which I guess is technically probably terracotta. Obviously you are going to get a book as well. I'm not sure if you'll get all the rules for this one. I'm not sure how this one will work with this arcane journal. That'll be interesting to see. You are however going to get Miao Ying, the Storm Dragon, which, let's be honest, looks absolutely insane. A lot of these miniatures just are absolutely crazy, right? If they do this with like Kislev as well, like if we just get new armies going forward, oh my god, like, I mean, they are so appealing. There's no 2 ways about it. I suspect this is going to sell incredibly well. I'm a bit confused here because I think Mao Ying is probably, maybe it is a character that can turn into the dragon. I'm not really sure. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I said I've not watched the video because, you know, it was very late. But the Storm Dragon assumes 2 forms in battle. A human crackling with energy or a noble dragon. So you get, you buy one and then they can change form from like the normal looking lady to a big dragon. I mean, yeah, cool. As we said, everything here is going to be plastic and everything looks crazy. Like, I just think it's completely beautiful. This is going to be, I think effectively like a lot of people's armies. This is going to sell incredibly well, and I suspect it's going to be pretty popular and pretty powerful. So I mean, it's going to be insane. Everything looks good. There's nothing here I really don't like. Everything really fits that Oriental Chinese kind of like aesthetic, and it's beautiful, and it's humans. I mean, I think people like humans just because we are humans. I think there's sort of like a natural affinity for human looking models, and this just works, right? I think the whole army looks pretty sick. This is going to be huge. This is a big for the direction of the game as well. As I said, do we then get to Kislev? Probably. We don't actually know what really comes after Cathay, right? I would assume Kislev, because that's what we saw when it was announced with, you know, Warhammer Total War and stuff like that. Do we go back to Dark Elves, vampires, etc.? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. And of course, by the way, we will talk about them. The Wood Elves and the Beastmen are back. These guys are getting paired off together. And the reason I want to talk about them quickly is because I think it'll set the tone for when we actually get Cathay. Obviously, Cathay are coming after these two. The Beast Core box is going to have 30 Ungors and 30 Savage Cores. But of course, it's your usual kind of standard stuff. The Beastmen are going to come with a variety of different plastic kits. Then they're going to come with a variety of different resin kits. And then they're going to come with some metal kits, right? And I'm not going to go through all of them. If you're interested in these two factions, then please do check them out. I really wanted to focus this video on Cathay, but obviously very happy to see the Beastmen. These, I think, are all the plastic kits. These are the resin kits right here, if you're interested in that. And then, of course, you're going to get some metal miniatures as well. All perfectly reasonable. I think Beastmen will probably be next after High Elves. Obviously, High Elves haven't fully finished the wave yet, but it'll be soon. Then after the Beastmen, you're probably going to immediately get the Wood Elves. The Wood Elves are getting a big box with 32 Glade in it, with 32 Glade and 20 Wild Rangers. Same thing for the Wood Elves. There's going to be plastic kits. These are, in fact, these right here are all of the plastic kits. All of the classic, usual, normal kits that you would expect here. I don't think there's anything crazy. I might pick some of these up simply for my High Elves for maybe some conversions or something, but not really sure about that. Then they're going to have some metal miniatures here. These are all the metal miniatures. Again, I'm not going to go through all these. You can go and check them out if you like. I don't actually see any resin miniatures, so I don't think they have much resin miniatures. Either way, really, the big news is Cathay. That, I mean, we kind of knew it was happening. It was always rumored and hinted at. But to finally see them on the table, to finally see all the imagery and stuff like that, yeah, they are looking very, very, very good. And I think a lot of people's wallets are going to be screaming out in pain when they finally arrive. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below though. Have a most beautiful day. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.